Hey everybody, it's Tyler and welcome to week 9 of the Reason Beginner's Guide. Last week I showed you how to put reverb on your tracks to make the song sound a whole lot better. This week we're going to be going over delay. Now, what is delay? It can be kind of described as a decaying echo. I know you've heard it before. When you go in a big room and you shout echo and then you hear echo, echo, echo. That's basically delay in the real world. In the digital world, it takes the signal and it plays it back at a lower volume, and it keeps feeding back and playing the signal until the amplitude reaches 0. They used to do this back in the day with tape machines. They used to feed back the vocals or whatever they wanted to put delay on into a tape machine and go back and forth, and it would feed back and would create a delay. So we're basically going to be doing the same sort of thing on our vocals. Now, like reverb, delay will add a more fullness to your track. But unlike reverb, delay is a lot more sparse. It doesn't fill nearly as much room, and sometimes that's a really, really good thing because reverb takes up a lot of space. As a matter of fact, back in the day, the reason that reverb was so uncommon, other than the fact that they didn't have the technology to create the reverbs that we have today, is that reverb would take up a lot of room in the mix, and delays would not. And just having a delay was a lot easier to mix, especially when they were limited back then. But nowadays, we have all that technology, so we can actually incorporate both reverb and delay, and it'll sound awesome. It'll sound really awesome. So let's get in here. And let's go to our vocal track here. We're going to go over here and we're going to look for the echo. Reason comes with this great delay software. I love this thing. Even when I'm on other DAWs and I play around in Ableton and Pro Tools, I really wish I had this thing because this thing is awesome. It's my favorite delay plugin. It's got a lot of cool little tools here. So I'm going to put it on the end of the track here. And we're just going to solo the audio track and just listen to what it sounds like. Let me loop the vocal area first. So let's set the output to maybe like 20%, 25% dry wet, just so we can hear both the original signal and the delay. So let's take a listen.
You say it's easy when you know it's rough.
So you hear it repeating. It's actually feeding back into the reverb right now. So the delay is actually running through the reverb, so that's why it's so spacious. So if I bypass the reverb, let me go ahead and play it again.
And I might be crazy, 'cause I can't get enough.
You can hear it doesn't have that full room sound, but it still fills up more space. And that's what's cool about delay, is it doesn't take up all that space. So how can we use delay? Well, we can do it like this. We can actually have it feed back into the reverb, and that could create a cool effect.
You say it's simple.
Or there's another way. We could set it up just like the reverb. Let's grab another one and stick it on our master section here. Make sure it's plugged in right. Yep. Plugged in right. All right, cool. So we head to our audio track and we'll send it to the delay.
When you know it's tough, we can solve this riddle. Ooh, this riddle of love. You say it's easy.
So now we have dry delay and we have reverb on top of that. So it really depends the way you want to do it. Sometimes feeding the delay back into the reverb, sometimes that kind of makes it too overbearing, too much space, but sometimes it's also a really cool effect. So there's a lot of things you can play with here. I'm going to go through the delay here and show you all the really important controls, what you need to know. So let's bypass these two right here, and let's just go back down to the one I stuck on the insert here. And just show you what the basic controls are. So if I hit play,
Be crazy.
we have feedback,
Can't get
and feedback
enough.
controls how much echo there is basically.
You say it's simple.
So if I add more,
When you know it's tough,
A lot of
we
feedback.
can solve this riddle.
It's kind of way overbearing, so we can actually bring it down to like 0.
Ooh, this riddle of love.
And you barely notice it's
You
there.
say it's easy.
Then you have time. Now, time is how quick the delay happens. So right now, it's the sync box is checked, so that means it's going to land on the beat. So right now, it's 3/16 of delay. So let's put it to an easier time to hear. Let's just do quarter notes. So that's a quarter note right there.
When you know it's rough, and I might be crazy.
So let's set it to a higher one.
'Cause I can't get enough.
So you have a lot of, just by the delay knob alone, you get a ton of different sounding ones. And it's pretty crazy what you can do with it. For this type of song, I don't think I'm going to go for the really fast delay. I think a slower delay will be nicer. I'm going to go for like 1/4, I think. Also, if you don't like sticking to the beat here, say you're making maybe not a type of electronic music or anything, or maybe you just don't want to stick to the beat for some reason, you just uncheck the sync box and you can measure it in milliseconds. You can really nail down that exact timing of the delay. So all of these ones over here are basically, that says color, but all these are kind of color. It just shapes how the reverb sounds. Let's put a little distortion or something on it. Make it sound real nice. We're not going to play with that right now. You can adjust that to your liking. Now over here, mode. This is what's really cool about this delay plugin. There's different types of things we can do here. So normal is the delay happens every time something goes into delay. Triggered, we'll play it.
You say it's simple.
Nothing's happening.
When you know it's tough,
But we see this button here. If we hold it,
we can solve this riddle.
and by doing that, you can choose when you want to put delay on stuff. So you can automate that button. Or maybe you have it come in halfway through certain words or something. So if I play back,
Ooh, this riddle of love.
go back to the beginning real quick.
You say it's easy.
I just grab the easy,
When you know it's rough.
rough, grab the different parts of the words, and you can really do that. You can do whatever you want really with this. It's really cool. And roll is a really weird one. So just take a listen to this one.
And I might be crazy.
0% roll if I go all the way up.
'Cause I can't get enough. You say it's simple.
Basically, when you put it on roll, it grabs whatever time you had. So there'd be the quarter note there, and it just loops it. Where I grabbed it on because I can't. So it's like, because I can't, because I can't, because I can't, because I can't, because I can't. It just keeps going forever until you take roll off. It's a really cool thing. Maybe if you're making like a electronic song or something just repeating over and over again, or you want the thing to echo forever. It's a cool effect. It's definitely take advantage of it. We're going to go for trigger delay because I think I want to control it tastefully here, not just throw it in willy-nilly. And we're going to turn on our reverb, and yeah, we'll feed it back and see what we can do here.
When you know it's tough, we can solve this riddle.
Actually, I want to try half notes. Let's see how that sounds.
Ooh. You say it's easy. When you know it's rough.
Yeah,
And I
do something
might
like
be
this.
crazy.
That's a cool thing right there. It's like a call and response type thing. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to right click this, edit automation. I'm going to go to our newly created echo track here, and we're going to add some automation. So let's just draw a little thing here and get to work. So let's take a listen.
You say it's easy.
So I want the easy to repeat. So I'm going to put a little dot right here. It's going to be off until the easy comes in. And then it's going to repeat. And then I'm going to end it so it doesn't do it again.
Say it's easy. When you know. Say it's easy.
I think I'm going to drag it a little further back. Maybe one more 16th note. Catch that beginning part of easy.
It's easy. When you know it's rough.
Now I'm going to go ahead and listen to this one.
Oh, it's rough.
I want to get the know it's. That's the part that I want to get here. So we're going to do that.
You know it's rough. And I might be crazy.
I want to get the crazy on this one. So stick one there.
I might be crazy. 'Cause I can't get enough.
I'm going to skip the delay on this one. Just for variety's sake. And we'll keep going.
You say it's simple.
Grab the simple.
It's simple. When you know it's tough.
Grab the know it's again.
When you know it's tough. We can solve this riddle.
I'm going to grab the solve this maybe.
Solve this riddle. Ooh, this riddle of love.
And maybe grab the of love.
Ooh, this riddle of love. Riddle of love.
Yeah, I think right there. And that was a bit tedious, but now we don't catch these little parts here. Like, for instance,
We can solve this riddle.
that we can gets cut out, and it just leaves more space. We don't need all these extra words filling up our sonic space, because we have because it's limited. We don't want to cram too much in there. So now let's listen to it back with the whole track.
You say it's easy. When you know it's rough. And I might be crazy.
Now I think I'm going to add just a little more feedback. 33 maybe.
Say it's easy. When you know it's rough. And I might be crazy. 'Cause I can't get enough. You say it's simple. When you know it's tough. We can solve this riddle. Ooh, this riddle of love.
Awesome. We don't even have any harmonies or doubles on the vocals, and already it's a ton more interesting because of this kind of call and response type thing I've created. Now, that's just one thing you can do with delay. You can do tons and tons of other stuff with delay. Delay is a crazy, crazy tool. You can use it on guitars, you can use it on strings, you can use it on whatever you want, however you want. Play with it, man. Just play with it and see what works. That's, like I said with the reverb, that's the aim of the game here. Just play with it and see what works, and you'll make some cool stuff. So just to give a little update on our song here, I've made a couple changes you probably heard. I added this little music box part. I added some strings. I layered the synth. And I've bounced a lot of my tracks because you've probably heard from the last video, my computer was struggling to run them, so I bounced them to audio, because when I'm recording and when I'm playing them back, it's a lot of work for my computer, so just making things easier for myself. I also added a little sub bass for the instrumental part here. You might not be able to hear that if you're using like earbuds or something. I don't suggest you watch these videos with earbuds. Probably good headphones or monitors if you have them. And this song sounds pretty good right now. When we take a listen,
You say it's easy.
it sounds pretty awesome, but there's a couple things.
know it's rough.
One really bad thing, really.
And I might be crazy.
It's a pop song and the vocals are still kind of in the back.
Can't get enough.
So what can we do about that?
You say it's simple, simple, simple.
And the answer to that is compression. Compression is one of the most important things that a mix engineer can do. It can be really complex. I'm going to try to make it pretty simple. But if you want your mix to sound really, really good, you got to use compression. So if you want to see how to use compression, hit that red subscribe button to see next week when I talk about compression and how to use it. If you have any questions about delay or reverb or anything we've covered so far, just leave me a comment. I'd be happy to answer it. As always, it's been a pleasure. This is Tyler, signing out.